Tank, I know you said that now it's just Detroit instead of Detroit. Do you think they could put the capital D back in this one at home at Ford Field this week against a Chicago Bears team that has dropped 8 straight?
I mean, see, this is the thing. All right. So it's so easy to just have like this quick, like visceral reaction to the information that you witnessed the week before and just say like, all right, I'm gonna just paint the picture with that. Understand
Yeah,
that things change. We've seen a lot of NFL teams that get buried one week and you say, all right, they're done, and then they just end up bouncing back.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers, perfect example. We thought they were dead to rights, and now somehow, some way, they're in the playoff race.
they've
So I'm not
resurrected.
gonna bury, yeah, I'm not gonna bury Detroit, even though I should. Because if there's one team that's one dimensional as hell, it's the Carolina Panthers. You know they're gonna run the damn ball. You've actually been playing the run well going into this game, and then you let this team run for over 250 rush yards in the first half, which is unbelievable to me. And so
Just
now
gross.
you get to face a Chicago team that scored 30 points against you. You outscored them by 1 point, 61 total points in the first outing. You know Justin Fields is going to run the route, and I would argue that Justin Fields is going to be a more dynamic runner than those two running backs that you saw in Carolina, just based on a lot of times he has scripted runs, a lot of times he's dropping back to pass, and you're in coverage, and then he's just going to tuck the ball down and run. And so if you couldn't stop those running backs last week, I really don't know if they'll have an answer for Fields because they really didn't have an answer for him in the first outing. So I mean, if anything, I'm pointing to the over at 52 and a half, even though I'm a little leery of this as well, because a lot of times I know we talked about it earlier in the season where I see like a big total in the first game. A lot of times the teams play each other totally different the next hour, and I would expect this one to be more low scoring. So that I just want to chase the points that we witnessed in the first outing. Probably not. I mean, so if there's any lean, it would be the over. Who's going to win this game? Obviously, Detroit has a lot more to play for, but like
Yeah.
Chicago, like they're trying to build momentum in the next year. It's a division rivalry. So there's nothing more that the Chicago Bears want is to prevent Detroit from making the playoffs. So in that instance, this is going to be a tight, closely fought game. So if anything, I have a lean to the over, even though I really don't want to chase, given that they had a total of 61 in the first outing, and I'm not sure if they can replicate that in this matchup.
I know the Lions offense, Jared, is not going to be their issue because they've been averaging 27.4 points per game during the last 8 games. The Bears have the worst total DVOA in the NFL. They're allowing 401.3 yards per game over the last 3 games. Do you think the Lions can
Wow.
cover 6 points, or do you think that this is a game where you kind of lean the Bears because it is a division rivalry?
So there's a few things here that are noteworthy. I'll give you the market update first, and then I'll get to my thoughts on the game. It does look like 6 is kind of the hovering point here.
Mm-hmm.
Look ahead was 7 last week, got bought down 5.5 at reopen Sunday, now 6 as we're taping this here on a Wednesday. The total has been an elevator straight up, 48.5, now sitting 52 through the
Crazy.
key number of 51, which besides 44, 51 is the other key total that we look at in the NFL, which is one of the most landed on totals in the league over the last decade or so. And the one thing you didn't mention is, yeah, the Bears are 32nd in EPA, DVOA. Lions are 31st. So
Hey,
this is
you know
bottom
what?
feeder
You
against
know
bottom
what?
feeder in
Well, you don't
fantasy.
know won't kill you. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'll mention one more nugget, and it goes, and again, you guys are going to notice a theme in my handicapping style over the next 2 weeks. It becomes a lot less team and a lot more personal for a team like the Bears that doesn't have a lot of team goals left to accomplish. Justin
Yeah.
Fields is less than 200 rushing yards away from Lamar Jackson's single season rushing record for a quarterback, which is about 1,200-ish. He is over 1,000 yards rushing already this season. So if you want an angle on this game that maybe isn't baked into the line, Justin Fields is going to get that 1,200 yards. And I think the Bears are going to try to do everything possible to get him there, because that's a pretty nice accomplishment for a guy that was kind of written off at certain points during the Trubisky
Hmm.
disaster and at other points during his Bears tenure. It's been a brief Bears tenure. But I think that's, again, at this stage of the year when the teams don't have anything to play for collectively, I guarantee you every guy, especially the offensive line for Chicago, wants to be on the team that had the biggest rushing season for any quarterback in the history of the NFL. So just something to keep in mind this week. There are other angles to attack with these games besides spread and total. I agree with Tank. The only way I would bet this game would be the over. No chance I'm betting the under in this game. But the total's at a point where you get one fluky red zone turnover, 1 4th-and-1 stop at the goal line, and it kind of kills your mojo there. So it's not like my best play of the week because I think the number makes it kind of devoid of any significant value. But Justin Fields is going to get his, and I think there's going to be points in this game. Let's just leave it there.